Hello, 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 hello. I'm so glad to be with you once again today. And I've gotten such great feedback from the belonging sequences. And I thought maybe I was done with it, but now that we've had exchanges, I need to say more. And this video is going to be about the mind. Does anybody remember the commercial that had a line, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste"? I don't know if it for an education commercial, like help with college, help with high school. I can't even imagine where I got that from. I do think it was from a commercial. I want to call this video, "A mind is a terrible thing to revere." And of course, I don't really mean that in one sense. We all support our children's education. Most of us do. Most of us want to see them go as far as they can educationally, to make the most use of their minds. We've been taught to find a profession or find work that fits with our personality and our aptitudes, our intellectual aptitudes, scholarly, our gifts, all of these, the personality. Let's consider all of that the mind, but more the thinking mind for today. I think I knew it before these videos, but I'm even more convinced now that it's one thing that keeps us from belonging. Now, remember, we're not talking about the power and control that the outer world has to say over whether you get to join that group or whether you get to live in that community and so on. I'm quite aware and don't want to forget it. I mean, I want to have both hands up, emphasizing, I get it. You know, in situations of race or any kind of a group that's being marginalized, the outer world, the group in power has the ability to say no, as well as sororities and fraternities. And even if you're an elite athlete, then you can still be kept out of the next group. So that's given. That is what the outer world is about. You're in or you're out. You need to fix yourself more. You need to become more better. It's all about where you are, up and down. The outer world is up and down. I had a really funny experience with that this week. My book, I don't know the reasons these things go up and down on Amazon. It's all about selling. I'm pretty sure that if my book were selling huge amounts in the hardback version, this wouldn't have come up, but I don't really know the rules. And so one day I was ordering some books myself to give to some people, and all of a sudden the hardback wasn't available. And I thought, oh, that's sad. It was so beautiful. And then there was a thought of, oh, I guess it didn't do well enough. So I'm sure they wouldn't take it off if it were doing well enough. So up, dip. And yeah, they can never take away bestseller once you're there. But the truth is, that day, I'm no longer bestseller in hardbacks. Boops, down. The next day, I was going to put some kind of promotion or something. I had another reason to go on that Amazon site, my own site. Whoops, the book is back. Was that an error yesterday? am I going to belong? Now I belong. Now I belong in bestsellers that have a heart. Oops, a little while later, doing something else. It's not there anymore. Up and down. This one is funny because I don't even know the reasons. Was it a mistake, or hadn't they caught up, or the website wasn't up to date? Ooh, and that's why it said you could buy it, but then you couldn't buy it. The outer world is like that. If we're going to depend on our experience of belonging on the outer world, we've had it. Yes, I'm from a privileged group because I'm Caucasian and I can fly under the radar with the last name of being Rourke, that nobody right now that's superficial is going to target me for being Jewish, for being born into a Jewish family. If your skin is of another color or your ethnic origins are more clear, you can never wake up. I'm not even going to discuss that from a place of privilege. I want to talk about the mind. And I'm going to make sure I don't get going too far and make this video short enough that people will listen and respond. I love your responses. I understand that short is better. Now, here's where my mind was used, as my friend Lisa Natoli says, as a tool. I saw myself go up. Whoops, hard back. Whoops, no, hard back. I saw myself elevate for a second in my experience of belonging or acceptability or success. These are all synonyms that are interwoven. They're all interwoven. You can't know that you're beyond worth, that worthy isn't, or unworthy isn't even a question, because you belong to the quantum field from your aliveness. That's what I ended up saying. Your aliveness makes you legitimate to belong to life. It doesn't get you an entrance into that group. But my mind was used as a tool so I could smile at myself and say, for that moment, that second that I believed I went up or down, it was just a residual of old training. Now I want to tell you a very quick story, another story, so you can see the insanity of worshiping our minds, because our minds say you need to be better. You need to have a certain criteria to have the experience of belonging. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested right now on whether I'm a success in the world's terms of hardbacks, or whether your kid makes it on the elite team or the nationals or whatever. Though that's the outer world, it's always going to be up. And for some, eventually it will be down. Maybe not today if you're really great at whatever the criteria is. But I want us to see together, what is it that gives us the experience of yes or no? And it's our beliefs. And our beliefs are made up from our conditioning, how we've been raised, what we've been taught to think and to feel. And that beliefs are our organized thoughts and feelings. So, what if we've been raised to think and believe that we needed to regulate our breath? What if we've been taught, now stick with me. It sounds ridiculous because it's not one of the teachings we've had, but you're not safe. What if you were itty bitty and taught you're not safe unless you take a deep breath, followed by a shallow breath, followed by 5 seconds in between inhalation and exhalation, and then make sure you're breathing while you're thinking, and make sure you're breathing while you're playing, and make sure that you have a certain kind of breath when you present yourself for a job, and make sure you have a different kind of breath when you want to be relaxed, or when you want to do a come hither. I mean, what if you were taught that? Then if someone like Rosalind Rourke or whoever it is that you think is telling you something that you might want to hear, told you, you know what, you don't need to do the breath. The breath is a given. It'll take care of itself. Your breathing is your gift. You get to enjoy the experience of breathing without your mind interfering. I'm exactly saying that. But what you need to know is you need to have that kindness to be able to smile at yourself when your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings are cutting you off from believing or worthiness. Because the opposite of belonging is not belonging. The opposite of unworthiness is not worthiness. Yes, those are the opposite. So I'm talking gibberish in one sense. I'm wanting to scramble your brain. There's something higher than the opposite, and that's getting off the question and just accepting that some things are given to you. Your life has been given to you. You didn't earn it. You don't need to have certain conditions to deserve it. You belong. You belong to something higher, bigger, more unlimited than whether you get to be part of this group or get to be a best-selling author or get to be included in that, whatever it is you'd like to be included in. That's a smaller belonging that is conditional. But for this experience of letting go and knowing the humming of life, someone in one of my groups said yesterday, she felt the humming of life, the love, the joy, without it being earned. That's the kind of belonging I'm talking about. Thank you for being with me. We will continue. Yay for you if you're still listening. Bye for now.